We're rebelling against corporate crap radio, okay? So we have our guest tonight. We are happy to have a spoken word poet. It's been a long time, actually. Alex, how's it going?
Hi, I'm good.
How do you pronounce your last name?
It's actually not POTATOSON.
That's like your Facebook name, isn't it?
Yeah, my parents made me get a fake one because I got it when I was like 13.
That's smart, though.
Smart, yeah.
It's probably smart for everyone, no matter what your age is.
Well, and I like it. You know, it's fancy.
Yeah.
But that's that's the name we should have used, like we did, right?
Yeah, no, I love it.
Yay. Okay, cool. Nice. Cool. Well, hey, thanks for being here. And I take it you must live in the Rogue Valley, somewhat close by, hopefully.
Yeah, I live right down the street.
Yay. So have you are you a KSK listener by chance?
Of course I am.
Yay. Well, that's cool. And our little mascot, Jet, of course, when she came, was all happy to see Alex. And so we'll be lucky if we don't hear Jet shortly here, actually. You are actually the person that took over the Rogue Valley Poetry Slam, which was hosted for years by the legendary and our friend, the rogue poet Tipo Varnado.
Yeah, it's been such an honor to do so. But I definitely miss Tipo. Yeah.
Yeah, we keep in touch with him, and I do believe that he's listening now, actually.
He better be.
I have it on good authority.
Hi, Tipo.
So I bet that was kind of cool when Tipo came to you and said he wanted you to be the poetry slam master, huh?
Oh, yeah, I went home and cried.
Really?
It means the world to me.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I feel bad that we haven't gone in a while, but we've been doing a lot of busy stuff, but we're now not doing busy stuff, so we should go to the next one.
Well, and I started a class on Tuesday nights, but I get out like right when the slam starts.
Ooh, there you go.
So, yeah, I can...
We'll go.
Well, perfect. Yes. So the next one is June 18th. So it starts at... sign-ups are at 8, so you should put your name in, throw your $5 in. It starts at 8:30.
It's like 9 days away. Where's all the time going?
And that's the Black Sheep, right?
Yeah.
It's the Black Sheep Pub in Ashland, and it's the third Tuesday of every month is the Rogue Valley Poetry Slam, which is really fun, man. If you're into like arts or poetry or any kind of local thing like that, you're in for a real treat because the Poetry Slam is something that's unlike any other event that happens basically in the Rogue Valley. And it's only the third Tuesday of every month, so we hope you would come out and check it out at the Black Sheep Pub in Ashland. For years, it was held at a couple different locations, but I like it that it's there now because it's a much bigger location, you know?
Yeah, it's much more suitable for the Poetry Slam. You never know how many people you're going to have, signing up for that thing, so.
Right, I agree. But Alex is not only the slam master, but she's an excellent poet, too. So, Alex, why don't you tell us the name of the first piece that you're going to read tonight?
All right, my first piece is titled Boobs. It's one of my favorites.
Nice. Okay, go. Give it all you have. And my friends, give your attention to Alex right here at KSKQ.
All right, thank you. In the 2nd grade, I swore if I ever developed breasts, I would take a pair of scissors and cut them off my chest. And they've been trying to get back at me since. When my breasts began to bud, they stuck out like sore thumbs, hitchhikers on a flat terrain, my Alaskan body too cold, too terrible to support such awful things. And being as stubborn, as in denial as I can be, I told my mother, no, bras are not for me. So they stood tall through my t-shirts, my jackets, and my vests, and now I can't look back at old photos without hating my breasts. As they grew, my boobs and I, more problems arose, you see, because it turns out they hate each other almost as much as they hate me. Between their lopsided, saggy forms, you could fit all of the oceans and all of their storms. They're as divided as our nation, unfortunately. One loves a liar, and the other, a Nazi. I don't want to hate you, but you leave me no choice. Too big to lie down and too saggy for boys. But we can still be friends, and I wish you the best. But I swear, I might just cut you off of my chest.
I love it.
Bravo. I remember seeing you do that at the Slam and thinking that was pretty genius.
Yeah, and I have a feeling she's not the only woman to feel that way.
What makes you think that?
Because I'm one.
Right?
No, that was awesome. I love that.
Yes, very cool. Indeed. So, who's your favorite poets in the world? Like, do you have inspirations locally or nationally, or any like written people, or just local people, or?
I think Josh Gross. He's local. I think he's awesome. I super love seeing him when he comes. I listen to a lot of Allen Ginsberg because he's got stuff on Spotify. I like his rhythm, especially. Jack Kerouac.
Yeah.
It's definitely not the way that I do my poetry, but I love listening to their poetry. I think it's super awesome.
The beat guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had it going on for sure. Jack Kerouac and all those cats are kind of the stuff that I grew up reading until I went to school, and they made me read all the boring stuff in college. But yeah, the Beat guys had it going on, so those are good influences to have. And of course, Tipo
Varnado. Of course.
and Josh, I've heard Josh many times, and that guy's got a lot to say, man. He gets the crowd going. So yeah, and that's saying a lot for a poet. A rock band getting a crowd going is one thing, but when a poet gets a crowd going, that's something else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a compliment. Awesome. Well, hey, what about number 2? What do you got for us?
All right, so this poem is called Our Book, and it's funny, I wrote it about having to read terrible books in school.
Coincidentally enough, you're at KSKQ.
All right. I found our book today. I remember when I bought it. I cut second period lit to read anything but Dickens and found myself doubled over across the street from the Wendy's. I laughed so hard in the first chapter I turned heads in the bookstore. I paid with wadded ones and burning cheeks. I spent the next 2 weeks tearing through its tear-tainted pages with pens and pencils. I poured my heart into those margins and was reminded for the first time in years that, God, I love reading. I found our book today. And just as soon as that book was mine, it became yours as well. We spent hours together, picking through passages and pointing at pages. When weeks of denial left me empty-handed at your going-away party, I knew what I had to do. I didn't want to give you my book. In fact, the very thought of having to survive 6 months without my 2 closest friends made my skin crawl. But I knew that a gift like this would be meaningful and remind you of me and of home, and so mentally, I compromised. You were to borrow this book and fill it with as much of you as you could, so when I got back, I could read the book with you again, whether you are here or not. I found our book today. It was in the hands of your girlfriend. It's swollen and stained, damaged and dog-eared. It was creased and crawling with code. A living diary we shared between each other, and now our lovers, and soon our children, won't be able to read the text at all. They'll get bits of our broken stories tangled together in different colored pens in the margins. I found our book today and remembered why I love to read.
Awesome. Was that inspired by anybody or anything, or is that just something you wrote?
I wrote that poem for my best friend Rivers, about David Sedaris's Me Talk Pretty One Day. I was wondering about that. Do you get a chance to do poetry outside of the poetry slam and as far as a public forum? Not really. I don't really read a lot of poetry, actually, perform it outside of the slam.
Interesting. At what age did you start writing it?
I started writing poetry for the poetry slam. It would have been 3 years ago now. Some kids in the poetry club were like, oh yeah, there's a slam tonight. And I ended up being the only kid from the class to go. And so I wrote a bunch of poems for it, totally bombed. It was amazing, scariest thing I've ever done. And so I've been writing poetry for it ever since.
It wasn't too long after that, though, that I recall you were winning.
Oh, yeah, pretty consistently.
Yeah, so I know she's being humble because just about every time I've been to the slam and she's been a part of it, she has won, or she's at the very least come in second. But I've seen her win a few times. So.
There's a reason she's the slam master.
Yes, there is a reason.
It's not just because Tipo one day said, "Oh yeah, I like her. She's cool."
Yeah,
it was because she's a badass, you know.
Yes, for sure.
Awesome.
She's the one. She was the woman for the job. For sure.
I agree. Okay, well, what else you got for us, Alex?
All right, I've got one more poem. It's called Small Talk.
Go for it. You are listening to the Church of Rock and KSKQ Radio.
I was messaged by an enlightened being last night who told me, bravely, that he hates small talk. He wants to talk about atoms and aliens and the meaning of life, wants to know my biggest fears and skip the boring stuff. You know, my day-to-day and my favorite color. Wants to jump past the part in this relationship where he actually has to get to know me because he's too good for small talk and everybody's anti-small talk. But for the love of God, I could not care less about your opinions on spirituality and how the universe is swallowing us whole or how that one book on psychology you found at the library changed the way you see people because now you really see people. And I don't want to hear about the magic mushrooms that left the room spinning and the goddesses in the ayahuasca palace who told you that your third eye was a reddish, greenish, bluish brown, and when each microbe in your body exploded and you just knew that you were the first person to truly understand that one Neutral Milk Hotel song. I love small talk. Let's keep it casual and cordial, like arm's length is close enough, and why must we share all of our secrets to get close enough? Are we so accustomed to getting what we want the second that we want it that my favorite color is a roadblock? Because we're not facing each other with reckless abandon. We're projecting the kind of intimacy we imagined we'd receive if only our conversations didn't have to start with hello. If we could skip being polite and jump right into the sex, I mean the stars, because that's what we're interested in, right? How close could we get in the shortest amount of time? I love small talk because I hate forced intimacy. So no, I'm not going to tell you about my childhood traumas or where I think we go when we're dead. But if you'd really like to know, my favorite color is red.
Yay.
Nice. That was
like
really
that
awesome.
one.
That was
I like
really
that.
good, man. Wow, no wonder you win all the time.
I think that's my favorite of the three.
Yeah,
That's pretty
that was
cool.
really good, man. Alex POTATOSON, let's give her a round of applause. Yay! There's two of us, yay! Well, thanks for sharing with us, man. Everyone, if you're in the southern, Rogue Valley area, Southern Oregon area, and you have the third Tuesday of every month free, it's your choice, of course. But the Black Sheep Pub is offering the Poetry Slam, which you can sign up and be a part of, or you can witness just by being in the crowd. And it's a lot of fun.
And T-Po, by the way, said to knock 'em dead, Alex. So,
Aw.
yeah, you already did that. So.
Thank you. Thanks for
Yeah.
having me.
Absolutely. And we'd love to have you in again.
What time does the Poetry Slam start, by the way, on the third Tuesday of every month?
So, the third Tuesday of every month, it starts at 8. That's when poets can sign up and watchers can pay their cover because it goes to the poets. That's important. And then the poetry starts at 8:30.
Awesome. And then it goes till, 3 rounds, right?
Yeah, so there's 3 rounds. It depends on how many poets are there. Last time it only took an hour, but it can go up to maybe 2 hours. We've got some real good poetry in there.
Yeah, there's so many talented people in Southern Oregon. It's awesome. And, well, thanks for being here. Thanks for being the Poetry Slam Master. And we'll come and check you out soon at the Black Sheep.
All right, thank you.
Yep, thanks so much.
Yes, thanks, Alex.
Cheers.